Welcome everyone. So, thank you for being here. 54%, that's the proportion of Belgian employees who consider their company as a great place to work. So 54, that's fine, that's a great amount. But at Odoo, we believe that we can do more than that. So this proportion is a consequence to many factors. One of them will be recognition at work about what we do and what we can do. So let's be honest, everybody loves to be recognized for what they do and what they are capable of, so their skills and their knowledge. So globally, it's a mix out of lots of different factors, but here I will be mostly presenting the skills and knowledge part. My name is Archibald Julemont, and today I will just present how we can manage the skills between the whole process from an employee, from the recruitment to the appraisals management. So you already have been teased a bit from the previous talk, but they keep me some secrets, so I will be able to show you some new features as well. So here is the small QR code, so feel free to scan it. We'll just leave it for a few seconds so you can scan it, drop your questions on the pad, and we'll get back to that at the end of the presentation. Just leave you a few seconds here. You will get it afterwards as well, but if you want to drop the question now, it's perfect. Good. So, well, today, for the presentation, I will play the role of an HR manager, HR officer, let's say, and I will really guide you through my day-to-day activities in the HR process. So I will go from recruitment to the employee management to the appraisal management as well. And so let's just go within the database. So how do we start? Well, this morning, I just received a notification, an email from the sales manager who just wants to open a new position for our German market because the business is really booming there, and so we really want to increase the amount of employees working in the team. So quite easily, I would just go to my recruitment application just here. Here, as you saw, all the positions that we have in my company at the moment. And I will go directly into the here, so experience sales German market. I'll go to the configuration straight away, and well, the sales manager just let me know that he's looking for someone with a bit of experience. Of course, well, speaking German, obvious. In the company, we speak mostly English, so of course that's an important language to speak as well for our new employee. And would be nice if the person has a few Odoo skills, because of course we work on Odoo within the company. So just easily, I'll be able to adapt the targets here, which is the amount of new employees I want to hire, which is one. I already have some skills being displayed, but I will just add the two languages that is not on it at the moment. So super easily, it has been revamped. So I can select the language, which is English, with, let's say, at least a C1 level, save and new, and I will just do the same with German, which C1 seems correct as well, so I will just do that. And there we go. So in just a few clicks, I just added the two main skills that are important for this position. Super important. I would just save that. And also, one important part of hiring someone is to make sure that the person will fit within the team. And so on the job position now, you have direct access to the employee smart button. So by just clicking here, I will have the access to all of the employees that are at the moment working within the team. Super important just to say, okay, which one will be able to train maybe the new recruits, and who will be the colleague of this new recruit. And I can see that Abigail is the manager of everybody, so I guess she will be the one teaching everything she knows about the business. Great. So that's the first step. The position is now probably set up, and I can just post that online to receive candidates and applicants. But let's check job position for which we already have some application at the moment. So let's see the experience developer. If I go there, well, I will see my pipeline, of course, quite easy. We already saw that in previous version. And I will go to Johan. It's a candidate we already had a call with, so I will just go on him, check the skills, and well, as it has been explained in the previous talk as well, no surprise here, you have the job position matching. So Odoo will automatically make the calculation between all the skills of the employee that you can see on the left side of the screen, and all the expected skills that are being mentioned on the job position itself. It will be also based on the degree and the certification as well. So here, well, all of those skills they were automatically read by Odoo from the CV itself. So it will use the OCR, but of course we always find it interesting to review all the skills with the employee. That's why we send him the language test, just to make sure that his English level is correct as well. So here we received the result this morning. English test was pretty good. So we'll just add a new skill directly and define it's a language, English, and it was at least C1. There is a new computation of the job matching position. Job position matching, sorry, which is fine. So Johan seems to be a good candidate for this position. Now, if I check, well, all of my applicants here, I would like, of course, to be able to, well, compare them between each other, which is a possibility that you have if you just switch to the list view. So by clicking there, well, I will be able to just see the total of my applicants and the matching score being displayed as well. So quite easily I can see that Johan seems to be, just looking at it like that, seems to be a pretty good candidate for this position. But back to the position. Oh, there we go. Back to the position. Well, sometimes you meet some candidates and they're interesting, like passionate, curious, they really want to work for the company, but sometimes it's just not a fit for this position. So let's see like Kelly as an example. So Kelly, super interesting candidate. She has great skills, interesting. The matching score seems to be correct, but I can see for my here my position, which is a developer, she doesn't really have that many knowledge and skills into programming languages, which might be an issue for this position. But still, nice candidates. So what do we do in that kind of cases? Do we just drop the candidates, leave him, and he will just find something else elsewhere? Well, at Odoo, we believe it might be maybe a loss. So what we can do, you will have a small action on your applicants with the small buttons at the top to check all the matching positions within your company. So by clicking here, I will have the full list of all the positions within my company. I can see the one's been open or not, and I will see that she has a matching score of 98% for a consultant position. So maybe she just applied to something which is not really a fit. She's a super nice candidate, and I see that I can just offer her maybe a position as a consultant. So quite easily, I'll be able to just continue my application within this position. So that's the first possibility. Reverse, if we do that in the other way, well, sometimes you know that candidates apply to some positions, but we have like 25 posted on our website, and they just missed the one that they might be a good fit for. And we have a solution for that. So within the job position itself, you will have access on the action gear here to search matching applicants. It will be a bit the opposite, and Odoo will just fetch within the whole database all the applicants, and it will give you access to a list of all the applicants that's applied to another position within the company, but not this one, with the matching score as well, with the display of all the matching skills, the missing ones, and the position that they applied for. So I can see here, Yin applied for the marketing and community manager position. She has nice matching skills, but she's missing Python, CSS, and HTML, which might be as well an issue for my experienced developer position. So some here might not be a fit, but could be good to know and to keep in mind for later. If you find a candidate that might be suitable for the position you're working on at the moment, you can just click on them and move to the job position. So no need to drag, drop, copy, paste and stuff. You can just move the candidate to the right position. If you want to have them in both, you can just go to the action button and duplicate them. That works as well. Good. Now, we've seen how to manage the skills on the job position, on the employee itself, to make it updated. But also, when we hire someone, we want to make sure that everything will be kept within Odoo. So let's say here, I will keep Johan here. So Johan, great skills. I will just send him a contract, let's say. He signed it, and I would just now create his employee straight away. Look at the skills, and if I create the employee on the button, the employee will be created within Odoo. And if I go to the resume tab, all the skills will be, of course, automatically added. So no need to do double entry. You don't lose time within Odoo. You will just be able to create them straight away, like automatically from the applicant directly. Nice. Well, now few months, few years have passed, and my employees did training. They learn new skills, so they want to we want to be able to display that on their employee profile. How do we do that? Well, first we need to understand how do the skills work. Well, to work with that, I will just go within my employee here, within the configuration, and you will have the skill types. So the skill types has been revamped as well, so you can see much better, looks better. And you will have 3 different layers of information, I would say. So the skills types themselves, so as the languages, to take an easy one, with all the different skills, possible ones, so here languages, and the different levels. So let's have a closer look. So I can find the type, all of my languages, I can add some, of course, and the different levels. Here is a classic one, you can define the levels yourself to make it just customized. Also, we do have this percentage of completion here that you can adapt, and it's important to keep that feature in mind for the future. Good. So now that I created my skills, I can of course add them into one of my employees. So let's say Abigail. I can go to her resume and simply add maybe a new language, because she has now a new one, which will be, let's say, Filipino A1. She went to the Philippines for a few months. She now speaks a bit of Filipino. Great. An issue that we had in the past was to the tracking system about certifications. It's now we now have a solution within Odoo because we can now manage certification with validity dates. So how does it work? Well, in the configuration and the skill types, you will also be able to define some certification. So it works a bit the same. So if I go into my certification, I will see all of the certifications that are accessible at the moment within my company, and I will create a new one. Because we work in Odoo, well, I want my employees to get certified on Odoo just to make sure that they can work easily into the system. So I'll just add a new line to create a new one, which is the Odoo certification, and save that. And you can see I only have one level, which is either you have it or you don't, just certified or not certified. So quite easy. There we go, and you can see it's a certification because of the small here metals. So back to my employee and back to Abigail, and I will just add a certification to her profile as well. She already has one. And I will just add a certification. So if I click on certification, you can see the difference between a skill and a certification. I will have a validity date, which is super useful. So she now has a validity, an Odoo certification, started from today, she passed today, with a time, an expiration date of, like it will be in 1 year. You will be maybe tempted to go into the calendar and find the right dates. Just a small tip, you can just add a +1 year to automatically get the right date. It works with months, weeks, days, and on every date field, so small tip. And there we go, the validity date is perfect, and she now has the certification for Odoo. Good. So we know now how to create skills, manage them, create certification, add them to the profile of our employee. But of course, it's important for us and also for the employee to be able to have a bit of an overview of their evolution. Well, to do that, we have access, and of course the employee have access as well, to the timeline, which is the timeline of their own progress within the company. So if I go there, I can see that I got ups and downs, but I can see all the skills for Abigail and really the progress that she did during when she was working for the company. If it's a bit too messy because too many skills, I can just click on those I don't want to see. So let's say the English and maybe the Filipino and German and French, I don't want to see them. So all the lines are just being deleted straight away, so it just makes it a bit clearer for me. And before you ask, of course, the access to this timeline is only for the HR people, the employee itself, but not to the other users. Good. Also, well, my certification, they have sometimes an expiration date, so it might be useful to be able to track that as well. So how do we do that? It's quite simple. Within the Learning tab, I will just go to my certifications, and I'll be able to see all of the certification that my employee have with the from date to the due date, or the expiration date, I would say. So yeah. Good. Well, we know also how to recruit someone, make sure that the matching skills of the position and the employees are correctly set up. We saw how it's being transferred to the employee itself, how we can manage the evolution of our employee within the company during the years. And now, well, what's next? Well, we'll need to and we'll want to create appraisals and make sure that the employees are getting new goals and new targets for the next few months and few years. For that, of course, well, you can just go to the appraisals application. Here within my appraisal, well, I don't have the one for Abigail yet, so I will just create it because, well, as you saw in the beginning of the demonstration, she's been managing the German market team for a while now, and she wants to have a new position or within the management, so as a team leader. So I will just create for her the new appraisal here with the default template that works perfectly. I will just confirm that. And I will be able to add the target job. So target job will be what she would like to be. So let's see here, she wants to be the sales team leader for the German market. Seems legit. She's been working a bit as a team leader for the past few months, so that seems right. Target job is set. And now, well, to make sure that she will be able to get this target, we will just set goals with her. You can do that within a meeting with the employee itself. So we'll just go to my goals, open my library, and I will be able to see that, well, I will need to help her in the decision making, maybe more in the leadership, because when you're a team leader, important to be a good leader, of course. So I can see that those two are interesting for my leadership to get an intermediate and an advanced level. So the leadership training program and the lead by example with a 2 days workshop. Seems pretty nice. So I'll just select those two, and I will get back to Abigail's appraisal. I know it's important to get those two skills because the target job, if I go on my small arrow here, which is the internal link to lead me to the job position, I can see it's mentioned within it that the leadership advanced is required and expected. And as you can see, the job position that we use for the appraisals are exactly the same as the one we will use for the recruitment, because internal recruitment is supposed to have the exact same requirements as external recruitment. That's why it's important. There we go. So now, well, we know that there is a skill tab that is now also available, where I will be able to see all of the current skills and level from Abigail, the skill that she needs to get, and the job target based on the one I selected, so the sales team leader German market. And I can see that she has a goal now for the leadership skills. That's the two goals that we set with her. And I can also see that for the decision making, we do have a goal in our library that we can use for her during this appraisal. So I can just use the recommended goal, click on this one, which is the decision making training. And there we go, she now has two different goals being set for two different skills. Of course, if you need to add new skills within the appraisal, you will have it. You will have this possibility at the very end of the skills tab. Once it's done, well, of course, it will be interesting for us as HR to be able to do reporting and to make sure that the employees are growing in the right way. To do that, well, I will have access, like in every application, to a reporting menu with my skills evolution. Here, I didn't do any appraisal, but what you can see is that for like Mark Demo, he had a progression from 50 to 77%. And if I click one step further, I can see like within the programming languages, it has been change, and I can see it went from 0 to 100, 0 to 80, 0 to 80 as well in the different programming languages. So quite interesting for me to keep in mind and to have the overview of the whole progression of my employees. And that's it. That's just in a few clicks and in like a few minutes how I'm able to manage my recruitment, the skills I want to set on my employees and on the job position, manage all the employees' evolution within my company, and then finally to get the skills management within the appraisal. So what we saw today is really, in a few words, because I'm lacking of time, it's just to manage all the recruitment aspects with the expected skills, the skills matching score, the search for candidates both ways, the skills management and the possibility to create new skills, and finally the appraisal possibilities to set new targets in terms of jobs, create reports, and manage the goals. And I will now take a few questions before a final word. Thank you.
Congratulations, that's very clear, very impressive, everything that has been done for the skills. Now, like, it's at the heart of the company to make every employee grow, and people were very interested because we have a lot of questions.
Perfect.
I don't think we're gonna be able to cover all of them, but
Maybe
once
not.
again, Arju will take all the time to answer the remaining one at the booth. One of the first one, when I'm having a new applicant, do I have to encode the skills manually or with imports? How do I do that?
Good question. So yes and no. So Odoo has an OCR that will read the skills on the CV itself. That works fine, but there is a small twist. It's Odoo will read the skills if they are exactly the one that you created within Odoo at first. So for the languages, it will work fine because French is French on every CVs. So if a candidate puts like bars or stars to indicate the level of completion of a skill, it will not work. But that's why also we emphasize on the aspect, on the the idea of assess the skills with the employee during the recruitment process, during qualification stage, or during a meeting.
Yeah, so you don't just trust me if I say I speak Spanish.
No.
Okay, fair enough. How do you, what's again, one more above, is it possible to set an activity for the renewal of a certification before the end of the certification?
Good question. To be honest, I will need to check. So can check the question together at the end, but I guess it would be possible to define an activity on the date. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and anyway, you can put an activity in the chatter if you want.
Yes, of course. Anyways, the activities can be set quite everywhere, so it might be possible.
Question, what is hidden to the other employees, the history or the skills as well?
I don't get the question.
You see, you showed us that the timeline was not shown to everyone. But
Yes.
are the skills shown? What is the timeline shown? What is hidden? What is not?
The skills could be shown, the timeline will not be.
Okay, so you see the situation, but not the previous one.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. How do you manage the cost of the course or training that employee take? How do you handle the cost of certification?
Well, that's more, I mean, say like accounting or training question. So can get to the booth to talk about it. But the cost itself can be managed on the training application itself. It's not really linked to the skills itself, I would say.
Yeah, and we have a new LMS coming up. It's not the part of this talk, but we have that can help as well.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Archibald. I will let you conclude in a few words. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions. So remember how I started? 54% of employees find that their company are a great place to work. At Odoo, we believe we can do more, and I believe that with a right tool, you will be able to push this number even higher. So if you don't work with Odoo yet, just make sure to come see us at the booth or with the salespeople to start working with us and start your journey within the skills management. Thank you.